Chat.
Chat. Low key. What is this?
This is Chalk. Chat. Did we win these? What is good, stream? I'm a little late to this, chat. Where's the chat? Where do I look at chat? Docs. Chat.
Into the browser source. You click on the browser source.
Dragon.
Ow! Chat, I just hit my head. Chat. Yo, chat.
Starry Outcast said, "Yo chat."
Chat, why is this not working?
Are you tired of your PC looking boring and like a mess so that you can find anything anymore?
What if it's live? What if it's live? What if it's live? Bad aim. Bad aim. Yo, what is this packet loss? Oh, this kid does a spray. I'm like, chill. No need to spray, little boy. What is this game? Low key, how am I breaking? Kill the browser.
Once you open up OBS, you're going to see this screen right.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Really going for it. Doing business on your terms.
What's up, my name is Technoba here for Troubleshoot and welcome back to another video. What's up, my name is Technoba here for Troubleshoot and welcome back to another video. In this quick video, I'll be showing you how you can show your controller as an command leaving off for now, rotation stop, stick offset.
Yeah? Come what?
value, custom CSS, and edits controller. Then hopefully it's not covering too much of my screen.
So you want to show your PS5 controller or your Xbox One controller as an overlay on your streams? It's actually pretty simple. Let me go ahead and show you how it works. And so for this to work, I'm assuming that you guys already have a PC or a laptop that you're streaming off of. So you're going to need your PS5 on and select the scene that you usually use for your streams, of course, and then add a new browser source. Source you're just there, so pull this up and put it wherever you want. And so when you bring the game up, you should be able to see the controller here. Now if you followed all of those steps correctly, you should see here that you have everything working perfectly fine. You can see that I am changing everything on the screen and the buttons are down in the description for you guys, and they have different designs for the controllers. They have the white one and they have the black one. You can choose whichever one you want to have as an overlay. Once you figure out which controller you want to go ahead and make an overlay, what you're going to do is come up to the URL on the browser and just copy that, and then in OBS you want to come down and select the scene that you usually use for your streams, of course, and then add a new browser source. Now we're going to call this browser source PS5 controller, just to be simple. And we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And in this browser source, you're just going to go ahead in the URL and paste that link that we just copied right here. And down where it says height and width, you want to go ahead and just make it a square. So what we're going to do is just do 800, 800. And that pretty much is the perfect size here for the entire controller. And there you go. Now you have the source in there. And you should be able to, you know, scale this up and put it wherever you want. And so when you bring the game up, you should be able to see the controller here. Now, if you followed all of those steps correctly, you should see here that you have everything working perfectly fine. You can see that I am changing everything on the screen and the buttons are correlating perfectly. Should work just like this. And it's really that simple. Or is it? So the website we're going to be using is called gamepadviewer.com, and all the links are down in the description for you guys. And they have different designs for the controllers. They have the white one and they have the black one. You can choose whichever one you want to have as an overlay. Once you figure out which controller you want to go ahead and make an overlay, what you're going to do is come up to the URL on the browser and just copy that. And then in OBS, you want to come down and select the scene that you usually use for your streams, of course, and then add a new browser source. Now we're going to call this browser source PS5 controller, to be simple, and we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And in this browser source, you're just going to go ahead in the URL and paste that link that we just copied right here. And down where it says height and width, you want to go ahead and just make it a square. So what we're going to do is just do 800, 800, and that pretty much is the perfect size here for the entire controller. And there you go. Now you have the source in there, and you should be able to, you know, scale this up and put it wherever you want. And so when you bring the game up, you should be able to see the controller here. Now, if you followed all of those steps correctly, you should see here that you have everything working perfectly fine. You can see that I am changing everything on the screen and the buttons are correlating perfectly. Should work just like this. And it's really that simple. Or is it? There are a few issues that you can run into when setting this up, because I sure did. I ran into a bunch of issues, honestly. So the first troubleshooting issue might be the issue that you have multiple controllers plugged into your PC, and you need to change the player of which controller is actually being picked up by your computer. So if you did everything right and you plugged in your controller into your PC and you came up to a screen that looked like this where there's no buttons on it, but once you press any buttons, the interface comes up, but nothing is working. This was happening to me. If you go to the original website with your controller plugged in, you're gonna see different controller options that you can choose, and then
The onboarding, the benefits, time off requests, fixing payroll, it has to stop.
How to show your controller inputs.
Check out how this app helped me buy whatever I want in my favorite game. Limited money makes it so you can get what you want from the game, right from jump, without the grind. Let me toggle this in Starfield real quick. Look at this sick ship I was able to get, and I didn't even have to go on 50 plus missions to earn enough cash. Now watch me toggle it on GTA 5. Bro, do you know how many
inputs on OBS for streams? So the first thing you want to do is go up to search on your web browser, and we're going to type in Gamepad Viewer, and then we're going to search. Now we're going to be going to gamepadviewer.com. So when you open this up, it's going to bring you to this page here. And you'll see in the bottom, there are currently no gamepads connected. Press any button to enable. So plug in your controller or connect it via Bluetooth. And when you press anything on your controller, we'll get a couple options at the top. So under currently viewing, you want to change this to player 1. And you can already see we have a controller on our screen right now, and the inputs are reacting. So not only that, if you go up to the top, by default, we're on the Xbox One controller in black. You can also change it to white. You can go to PS3, GameCube, and more. So select the one that you want. And once you're happy with the way it looks, we're going to be going to the 3 bars over here, which is going to give us some more options. And we're going to select Generate URL. Now there's a couple options. Down here if you want to change them. I'm going to leave them as is, and I'm going to click to copy this URL here, and it says copied. Then once you've done that, you can go ahead and open up OBS, and what I'm going to be doing is going to this plus button down here under sources, and I'm going to be selecting browser. Then you can just name it controller if you'd like, and we're going to go to OK. And then you want to paste that URL we copied from Gamepad Viewer into here, then press OK, and if you press any input on your controller, it should pop up in a second. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, in this video I will show you how you can fix controller inputs do not react on OBS. So if you set up your inputs on OBS and they do not work, that's what you need to do here. So simply if you run OBS and it do not track the inputs, you need to open up OBS on as administrator. So what I did, I just went to OBS and then closed OBS and then opened as admin here, and then checked if it's working for me, and inputs worked. So try it for yourself, and
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox.
Just sign up for Microsoft Rewards, then search, play, and shop on Edge, Xbox, Bing, and other Microsoft products every day. You'll earn Microsoft Rewards points.
If you go down to the description of this video, you'll find 4 different links to 4 different PlayStation 5 gamepad controller variants that you can. They look very cool. Gotta give a quick shout out to Just a Cupcake. He was actually the person that put these PlayStation 5 gamepads together. So big thanks to you, man, because without you, I wouldn't be able to show everyone on my channel how this works. So once you've decided which PS5 gamepad you wanna go with, for this example, I'm gonna go ahead and select this one. What you're gonna wanna do is go up to the URL at the top, and you're gonna wanna copy that. So do Control-C or right-click and copy, whichever works for you. Then you're gonna wanna go to your OBS software. And the next thing you wanna do is within one of your scenes, preferably probably over your gameplay source, you're gonna wanna go and select the plus button. Button. Then you're going to want to go all the way up to browser. That's the kind of source you're going to want to add. Name it whatever you want. We'll name mine PS5 controller. We'll select OK. And then right here where it says URL, in this slot right here, this is where you're going to want to paste in that link that we just copied. There it is. And then next at the width and the height, we're going to adjust these to 900. And then for the height, 700. So that way, none of the components of the controller get cut off at the top or on the sides. After you've done that, go ahead and select OK. You'll see the controller appear. And then you can just resize it, move it around wherever you'd like to have it. And there you go. It looks like you're done, but you're actually not. If you start pressing some of the controls, you'll see that they don't line up, like they don't match. So some of them do, but some of them don't. Like I'm pressing X, but it thinks I press circle on the game.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to get a controller overlay on screen in OBS or Streamlabs OBS. This is wildly popular in the Rocket League and Call of Duty communities. I don't know why, it gets them stimulated, and I'm going to show you how to get that same level of stimulation for free very easily. Then I'm going to cover why you would want to do this in the first place, to what end, to what benefit, and also 2 cons or down. Open source software, and it is fantastic. We should linked in the description below, unless I forget, is going to be gamepadviewer.com, the official controller display and tester. Now pick your poison. Rewazed in the background. Let's go wired via USB-C or micro USB cable if it's an older controller. Over here on the website, it's going to tell me there's no gamepad connected. Press any button to enable. I just press the controller should look like. Hitting this little Xbox button, you will be able to select different visual representations of a controller. Kind of sucks meat that there's no modern controllers, such as the PS5 DualSense and the Xbox Series controllers, which don't have a cool name, just called the MicX Rad Gamepad. They do also have a couple different colors as well. This is the one that Joe Woe uses all the time if you watch him.
I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll
here doesn't physically remap the buttons of the controller. What it does is if the visual representation isn't matching up with your controller, where you press X and it's showing on screen that you press circle, you can change that up here. But this isn't going to flash or remap your controller to where you press jump and you crouch instead or anything like that. There's other programs that do that. This ain't it. And you can donate, and this is specifically for skin adopters, different cosmetic skins. If you have any issues, want to report a bug, or just give them some praise, they have a feedback tab, and there's also a community Discord, which is always good if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Getting this in OBS is freakishly easy. From the side menu, click Generate URL. Now, if you click on skins, it looks like there's only one visible skin, but you can actually see them here if you scroll down, which is really funky. Select PS4 white. Then you're going to copy this URL. It will reveal itself once you hover over it. Click on it, it'll copy it to the clipboard. Now, over here in OBS or Open Broadcaster software, select the scene that you want. This is going to go into one of my gameplay scenes right over here. Oh, you can still see me in the corner. Hello, but this is where my gameplay would usually be when I'm slapping noobs up and down the lobby. But since the scene is for gameplay, this is where I want that controller overlay. Over here in sources, go ahead and right click and hit add. If you don't want to do it this method, you can also hit the little plus button. It doesn't really matter. But we're going to add a browser source. I like to rename this controller. Leave the box ticked, hit OK. Hey, you've just added a browser source, but it's blank as hell. Nobody can see anything. In this URL, hit Control V on your keyboard or right click and hit paste to get that bad boy in there. And you can leave all of this default and hit OK. Oh my goodness gracious, the controller's disconnected. Don't worry, hit a button, it'll wake it right up. Oh, that's hot. One of the cool things I want to point out as I make this controller massive for you is it is linear or pressure sensitive, so depending on how hard I squeeze that trigger, it's going to change colors accordingly, which is sweet. Same thing with those thumbsticks. If you want to show those viewers exactly what you're doing on them in the match, when you're peeking out of corners, doing those 360 no scopes and whatnot, people can see exactly what you're doing on that gamepad. Makes them stimulated, and in return, the stimulation trickles down onto you. In all seriousness, this is massive. I'd like to make this much, much smaller, probably put it right up underneath myself. And on that default value of 1000, that is a totally fine value. As soon as I press a button, it is instantaneously reflecting on screen. These corneas don't see need to lag. And I'm gonna go ahead and dispel or debunk two rumors that I hear heavily around this program or this method or whatever the hell we're doing here today. The first one is that you need to leave the browser source open. Not only do you not need to leave the window open and then put your game over it, hiding it in the background or anything, but I have my browser completely closed now. Once you have that URL in OBS, you're good. Also, another thing you're gonna notice, there's no wire attached right now. I'm connected to my PC via the Xbox Windows adapter. It's plugged into the front of my tower suck hole. Barely noticeable, but you do get a little bit more input lag or delay, especially because that dongle gets around 16 milliseconds of input lag or delay. I've tested it on the channel. It's slow. So if you're in some kind of a competitive esports situation, that is not the option you're going to be taking. You should be tethered via wire. Just so I'm showing you that this is in real time, I'm not blowing smoke up your patoods or anything like that. Wireless and the browser is completely turned off. As you see, it's not running in the background, my taskbar or anything. Yep, nothing in the taskbar. Chrome ain't running. One more thing before I sign off. This really is set it and forget it. You really only need to do it once unless something gets janked up. But once you put that browser source in OBS, close the Chrome browser, just open OBS. And as you can see, I do have that source, disconnected controller. As soon as I press a button, wakes right back up. It's running in the background, ready for me each time I stream for bajillion viewers. You keep thinking the video's over, but it's not, because I've got so many pro tips or bro tips that I'm just gonna keep dropping on you. Yes, you can transform this, grab it from the corner, make it bigger or smaller, but two things I do recommend doing is one, cropping off the bottom, because this part of the gamepad doesn't do anything for anybody and just cuts into the screen. So in order to do that, holding down control on the keyboard is gonna give me
What the heck? It's not Make it last forever. You're the only one. I'll make my eyes sweat. And if we paint a perfect picture, if you're the only one that makes my arms sweat, you got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs.